Thank you everyone for joining us. Morgan, thank you for joining us as well. Today's media availability is to talk to Morgan Tuck, who has been hired as the Connecticut Sun Director of Franchise Development. So we'll go ahead and kick things off. Please raise your hand and I'll call on you. We'll take turns going. This will be recorded, so it will be uploaded to the NBA Content Network and a Google Drive. If you need a link, just please let me know. So we'll go ahead and get started. Alexa, we can start with you.
Hey, Morgan, it's good to see you and congratulations on your new role. I'm just kind of curious if you could take us back to, I guess, really when you decided it was time to retire from the game, how you knew it was time to step away, but also kind of how this new gig with the Sun came about and what it's like to be back with Connecticut.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't necessarily planning on retiring. I kind of knew that this past off season was kind of make or break for me if I could get my knees to where they needed to be for me to be able to play. And they didn't. I tried literally everything I could possibly think of or people recommended, and it didn't happen. And so as I tried to start getting ready for training camp a couple months before, I just knew I wouldn't be able to play at a high level. So I knew it was time to, start a new chapter and to move on to something else. And then I was really fortunate that this job was being created. And, I had a couple of people reach out and just to gauge my interest and see if I'd want to do it. And it was something right when I heard about it, I knew it'd be an awesome opportunity.
So when you were, I don't know, growing up or even just like later on in your career, did you ever envision like maybe working in a front office one day after your playing career, or was this kind of just a new thing that came about?
I think not when I was little. No, I always thought about basketball and I just wanted to play forever until I could never play. But you don't think about timing, I guess. You just want to play basketball. But as I got a little older and, when I was in college, I think when I started thinking about what would I want to do, the business side was always an interest just because I didn't know much about it and I didn't know what all went into it. So I think it's always been something that's just interesting to see. I know the playing side very well, but to see what goes into it behind the scenes and what helps the team run. So I think that's the most interesting piece.
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Andrew?
Sure. Hey, Ms. Tuck, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I'm going to miss seeing you on the court without a doubt. But congratulations. It sounds like a great new opportunity, a great career path. Maybe just talk about the things you're going to be doing in this new role.
Yeah, so like Annette said, I'm Director of Franchise Development. So in a very general sense, it's to help the Connecticut Sun grow and expand a little bit. But kind of the day-to-day, what I'm doing now, our Change Can't Wait platform, I'm kind of over that and trying to make it a little bit more inclusive and expand it and kind of get it to where it can be and make a bigger impact, I'd say. I'm on the community relations side and community outreach of our players and staff getting out into the community and trying to give back by also creating some fans, maybe some younger fans. And then also over our youth basketball development strategy and trying to, get some of those younger people and younger kids interested in basketball, get some camps, clinics going. So it's a lot of different things, but the biggest things is definitely getting out in the community.
That's great. And if you need some pictures for the office, let me know, all right?
Okay.
Ned?
Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning.
You had been pretty candid prior to coming into the WNBA about how you didn't know how long your career might be. Was your career what you hoped it would be? I mean, did you like what you got out of your career? Was it long enough for you?
If I look from now, looking back, yes, it was a great career. And I'm very, very blessed and appreciative of the career I was able to have. But no, I wish I could have played longer. I wanted to be all-star and do a lot of different things that I didn't do. But I would say, looking back, and I've had a lot of time to reflect on my career from when I first started playing basketball. And, it's a career that I'm proud of. And I think, even though it was tough at times, but it was amazing. And I've had the best moments of my life during my basketball career. I know I'm not that old, so hopefully I have some other great moments, but it was something that I'm really proud of. And I'm glad that I was able to have the career that I had.
Got a ring out of it.
I know, right? So that was like the perfect ending. So I'll take it.
It sounds like this job has some, I don't know if flexibility is the right word, but it sort of sounds a little bit what you make out of it. I mean, doesn't seem like it has too many boundaries on what you can do with this.
No, I mean, I think our new VP, Amy Shears, definitely gave me a lot of direction. You know, she's been in this business a long, long time. So she's someone that I'm definitely trying to learn from as much as possible. But one thing about her, she gives, I mean, I think all of us in the office a lot of, freedom to kind of make it our own and do it in a way that is easier for us. But it's, it's good in a sense, but at the same time, I'm just trying to figure out exactly how to go about things, Annette, who's on the call, has been super helpful. Just trying to make sure that, I'm doing things the right way. Obviously, I've never done this before, but just making sure that, I'm hitting the points I'm supposed to and, trying to work in a positive direction.
Refresh my memory, what'd you go to school for?
Business management. So at least I'm in the business world. I finally get to use my degree a little bit.
Okay. Well, congratulations. Thanks, Morgan.
Thank you.
Doug?
Morgan, Doug Bonjour, Hearst, Connecticut Media. I know you UConn alums like to keep in touch with Gino and CD and all them. I was just wondering if, you got any advice from them when you were contemplating your next step following your playing career, and kind of, who else you might have just talked to as you were, again, contemplating this decision.
Yeah, I definitely talked to them because I let them know before I announced my retirement. I had those people that I felt like I needed to tell beforehand. And so I got to talk to Coach and CD and they were awesome in helping me, especially CD, of sending me different opportunities or different things to think about, or, just being like a helpful person, because they know it's a big transition. It's a big difference when you're going to like the regular working world. So they were super helpful. They let me use them as references on my, my resume and everything. So they were super helpful. And I think I just reached out to other former players and some current players just to get some advice or things that I should keep in mind, or, and especially when I knew I was going to retire, I had no idea what I was going to be doing. So that panic set in a little bit of like, okay, now what? So I definitely reached out to some of my friends that I'm close to just to get some words of encouragement. And they were awesome with helping me with that.
How do you plan to spend this upcoming Olympic break? Obviously, I know you're still staying busy with work, but with kind of the sun on a pause for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, I plan on being here in the office working. We're trying to find ways to, stay relevant during that break, even though they're not playing. But, we can still get in the community. We can still make an impact, even if we're not on the court. So that's definitely where my focus will be.
Thanks.
No problem.
Charlotte?
Morgan, Charlotte Carroll with The Athletic. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
What's it mean to be able to come back to Connecticut for this opportunity and to come back to a place where you've spent so much time?
It means a lot. Connecticut is definitely my home away from home. I've spent more time in Connecticut than anywhere else except for where I grew up. So, there's a level of comfort, and I knew coming back, especially to Mohegan, where I got to spend a lot of time, even playing here in college. And, you just get to know people that work here, even if it's some of the security guys or people in IT or HR, like you just see walking around. And now to be back and, to see people are excited that I'm here and, very welcoming. And it just made it, I think the transition a little bit easier, especially like me working in the office. I mean, there's a couple new faces, but everyone else was here when I was playing. So that I think made it way, way easier, a little more comforting to know that I have some people here that I can really depend on and I know and I trust. So I think that helped the transition quite a bit.
And speaking of that transition, what's the last couple of weeks, month been like for you as you've adjusted to the role?
It's been very different. I tell everyone I'm not used to sitting in an office and at a desk. So like I know people are probably wondering like, where do I disappear to? And I literally just take a walk, right? Get up, move around. So that's been, I think, the hardest piece. His work looks a lot different, but it's been really positive. It's been good. Everyone has been super helpful and allowing me to, kind of take my time to get adjusted to everything. And I think it's good. It's been a really good transition so far.
Jacqueline?
Hi, Morgan. My name is Jacqueline. I'm with the Next and also the Connecticut Examiner. It's nice to meet you. I'm just wondering, you mentioned Change Can't Wait, but do you also have any other community initiatives that are in motion or close to being rolled out right now?
Everything is still in progress. Change Can't Wait is the biggest one that we're trying to possibly get rolled out after the Olympic break. And everything else, it's kind of when it's done and when it's available, that's when it'll get rolled out. I've realized being on this side, there's a lot of things to do and not a lot of people to do it. So I think everything takes some time. But I think as we start getting some bigger picture things more formed and a little bit more ready to go, but now it's really about like just getting out into the community and just trying to start creating some of those relationships to hopefully partner for something bigger in the future.
So I saw on social media that Jazz and Natisha were at Night Flight in Norwich's summer opening on Monday. I know Jazz is also collecting shoes. Are those things that they're working with you on, or are those kind of things that they, just kind of drum up themselves?
It's kind of a mix between me and Annette. We both deal with some of the community things. So a lot of times things are sent to Annette and then she sends them to me. And that's just something that we kind of put together, and we're able to get out and get some players out. Everyone's vaccinated, so they're able to get in the community. So it's kind of a mix. Player like the sharing shoes, I know that's something that Jazz brought to the table. And then we kind of help them. If they do have personal things, we help them bring it to life and for them to actually be able to participate.
And just what have your conversations looked like with some of the players concerning those community initiatives? What have they voiced that is important for them that they want to make sure to get done in the community?
Well, it really just varies depending on the player. I mean, I think for the team, Jazz is probably the one that's has the most and the most involved, especially with Kayal. Like she's really helped foster that even with the league as a whole. So it just depends on the player and what they have ideas about or what they would like to do. And then we just kind of go from there. So no two are the same, and it really varies just depending on the person.
Thank you, Morgan.
No problem.
Alexa?
Kind of a similar question to that last one, but what's it like to be back with you? I guess some new faces from when you last played in Connecticut, but also a lot of the teammates that you did get to play with on the court too. So what's it like just being around them again? And do you get to, kind of be around them when they're practicing or playing, or are you kind of in and out? Like, how's that just been in general?
It's been awesome. I think I went to one shoot around. I don't go to practice. I feel like I've been in so many practices, right? Like I get it. I know what they're doing. But I get to see them and like maybe go to dinner, different things. So they are still my friends, right? Like I played with them for years. So it's really cool to be able to still be able to see them and get to be around them. It's in a different capacity when I'm here at Mohegan, but it's nice to see familiar faces. And it's awesome when I'm at the games and get to see them playing, even though I feel like I'm like back on the bench, even though I'm not, but it's just exciting. And I think it makes it a little bit more enjoyable.
Andrew?
Hey, just to follow up, Morgan, any chance you'll be traveling with the team to away games? I'm actually thinking about the Liberty game in early July.
So no, I don't travel. I only travel if there's like a very specific reason, and I don't mind that at all. I like to be in one spot. I get to enjoy my weekends when they're on the road. So no, I won't be traveling.
All right.
Okay, are there any other questions for Morgan? Jacqueline?
I guess I just have one more. With you being a UConn alum and having so much success there, is there any possibility of kind of strengthening that relationship between UConn and the Sun in terms of, your youth development and your community efforts and things like that?
I think it could be in the future. Is that something I've started to work on? Not at all. There's a lot going on, but I think that's something that it's, like you said, you have that automatic connection. So I'm sure that's something I'll be working toward in the future.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. No problem.